Have you ever felt something was off? You know that feeling when you're talking to your friend and everything seems normal, but deep inside, something doesn't sit right. Well, here's the good news. You're not crazy. Your gut is probably telling you the truth. Because sometimes the people closest to you, the ones you trust the most, are secretly hoping you fail. Dr. Abraham Tesser, a psychologist, spent years studying something he called self-evaluation maintenance theory. He found that people feel threatened when someone close to them succeeds in areas they care about. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot it. And I will give you 4 clear signs. No guessing, no confusion. Because once you see these signs, you can protect your energy, and you can decide who deserves your wins in life. But before we get there, let me tell you about Sarah.
Sarah had a best friend. Her name is Emma. They've been friends for 5 years, and guess what? They always told each other everything. One day, Sarah got promoted at work. She was so excited that she called Emma immediately. You won't believe what happened next. Emma replied to Sarah with, "That's nice." And then, within 10 seconds, she started talking about her own problems. She began to say her car broke down, her boss was mean, her coffee was cold that morning. And guess what? Sarah felt weird, like her big moment just vanished. Here's what was actually happening. Emma couldn't handle Sarah's success. Don't get me wrong, it's not that Emma is a bad person, but somehow it just makes her feel small. Research from the University of Kentucky found that people experience something called social comparison anxiety. When your friend succeeds, your brain automatically compares. So if you're not doing well, their win feels like your loss. So what do jealous friends do? The answer is simple. Jealous friends will redirect your testimonies. They will shift the focus of your good moment, and then they make it about them.
Listen, a real friend will ask questions. They'll want details. They'll celebrate with you, even if they're going through hard times themselves. That's the difference. And now you know what to watch for. But here's where it gets tricky, because jealous friends don't always ignore your success like you're thinking. Sometimes they compliment you, but something about it feels wrong. A month later, Sarah lost 15 pounds. She felt amazing. She posted a photo. Emma commented, "Wow, you finally did it. I was worried you'd never lose the weight. You look almost as good as you did in college." Listen to that again. It does sound like a compliment, right? But hidden inside are 3 insults that you didn't notice. The part where she said, "finally," she was trying to say she was failing before. The part she mentioned, "worried you'd never," it shows she had doubt about her. The part she mentioned, "almost as good," she's saying that she's still not quite there. Psychologists call these backhanded compliments, but the street name is better, complicals. Real friends don't add conditions to their praise. They don't dig at your past to diminish your present. Think about the last compliment your friend gave you. Did it make you feel good? Or did you have to replay it in your mind 3 times to figure out if it was actually nice? Because jealous friends have a pattern. They'll praise you, but there's always a but. There's always a qualifier. There's always a tiny knife hidden in the words.
If you're constantly confused by their compliments, trust that confusion. It's the data you need to discover their true colors. This is how jealousy hides in plain sight. 3 months pass. Sarah starts a side business selling handmade candles. She does it just for fun. She tells Emma about it, but guess what? 2 weeks later, Emma launches her own candle business. She used Sarah's same style, same prices. She even copied Sarah's Instagram aesthetic. Sarah felt sick about it. She wasn't angry, just confused. Why? Here's the truth that Dr. Susan Krauss Whitburn, a psychology professor, explains. Some people can't let you have your own lane. They need to prove they can do it too, and do it better than you. It's not admiration. It's not inspiration. It's competition disguised as flattery. If you start working out, they join your gym. If you learn guitar, they buy a better guitar. If you date someone, they suddenly want to hang out with that person. Notice something? They're not building their own path. They're walking yours. Why? Because they can't stand you having something that's just yours. Your success highlights what they don't have, so they mirror you, trying to prove they're equal, or better. A true friend, they cheer for your lane. They build their own lane, and they're happy both lanes exist. When someone copies everything you do, they're not inspired, they're insecure. Now this sign will shock you. They're only around when you're struggling. Now this is the most painful.
6 months later, Sarah's business fails. The candles didn't sell, she's broke, stressed, crying at night. Guess who shows up? Emma, texting every day, calling, wanting to hang out. Sarah thinks, see, she's a real friend. She's here when I need her. But here's what Sarah didn't notice. Where was Emma when the business was growing? Where was she when Sarah posted her first sale or her 10th sale? Nowhere. Researcher Dr. Jan Crusius studied malicious envy versus benign envy. Malicious envy is when someone feels good about your failures. Benign envy is when your success inspires them. Jealous friends operate on malicious envy. They don't want you to fail because they hate you. They want you to fail because it makes them feel better about their own life.
So here's the test. Track the pattern. When do they reach out? When you're winning or when you're losing? Think back over the last year. When did you hear from them the most? If they're only there for your breakdowns but ghost you during your breakthroughs, that's not friendship, that's schadenfreude with a smiley face. Real friends show up for both. They celebrate your wins, and they hold you during your losses. So what about the jealous ones? They only show up when you're small enough not to threaten them. So what happened to Sarah and Emma? Sarah finally saw the pattern. All 4 signs, clear as day. She didn't make a scene, didn't call him out, just created distance, slowly and quietly. And you know what? Sarah found better friends, people who genuinely celebrated her, who didn't need her to be small to feel big. Remember Dr. Tesser's theory from the beginning? People feel threatened when you succeed. But now you know the 4 signs. They change the subject when you share good news. They give compliments that feel like insults. They compete with everything you do. They're only around when you're struggling. That feeling you had, that something was off, you were right. Your success is not a threat. It's a filter. It shows you who's really in your corner. Jealous friends will drain you. They'll make you feel guilty for growing. They'll shrink your dreams to protect their ego. But you don't have to shrink anymore. You know the signs. You have the power. Surround yourself with people who want you to win, not people who need you to lose. If this helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, your wins are worth celebrating with the right people.